is yet another instance of me explaining just a whole shit ton of stuff rapid fire. Alright, so this is what I was talking about. Hold on, I'm turning the light on. I'm over here. Yeah. This is what I was talking about. A, these backgrounds are offensive, and I don't like them. But I do love this stage music. But I don't love that...
Those foregrounds. No,
it's not. So, the security beams suck. Oh! First of all, I'm doing this with the Gaia armor. Normally you're supposed to do it with Darkhold, or quote-unquote supposed to do it with Darkhold. I redid this stage so many times just so that I could fight this boss with the Gaia armor instead of a different armor. Like, I cannot tell you how long I spent in this fucking area to do this in one shot without dying, so you're all welcome for that. But, in the long run, it makes this boss a lot less painful, so you're also welcome for that.
Like, in the regular version, the boss took so long that I just said, fuck it, and fast-forwarded it.
And in this one, it's actually not that bad. But, so, I hate the security beams.
Yeah.
I think they're kind of like...
I hate them, too.
I justify them a little bit, because I also don't mind spikes. But I don't like that the whole gimmick is like, this is real hard, you should probably just stop time. It's like, no, whatever. And I guess it's fine, because it's at least in a fortress stage in this one, instead of, like, Quick Man's level in the classic ones. So you are probably going to have the correct equipment to go through it. Even still, I think they're a little lazy. What's cool about these, though, is these are all... these stages are called Zerospace. It's basically like a phenomenon that's happening because of the Zero shuttle landing impacting. It's an actual fuck-up of space-time, which that's what justifies all the perspective, obviously. It doesn't. But what this is basically is like shadows of the past. So this is, obviously, I don't even need to explain it. The Dr. Wily logo is in the background, and it's a new version of the Yellow Devil. It's called the Shadow Devil. And it's also supposed to be, like, reminiscent of Quick Man stage. I'm pretty sure the stage music... Or, no, the stage music is all the same thing, but the boss fight music is the original boss fight music for this.
Right.
And then similar themes are going to be in the next stages, too. So it's just kind of cool that's, like, this is supposed to be... Usually these kind of rehashes are kind of lazy. But this game's entire theme is, it's the finale. It's like the culmination of X and Zero's entire storyline. It's supposed to be the end of the X series, so, like, Bubble Crab's remix and, like, some of the weapons being similar to the old time, so, like, Thunder Beam and then, like, this, and the stages coming after that, and the fact that it's pulling all of these elements from the other parts of the game is supposed to be one last hurrah sort of combination of, like, here's all of it. Like, this is what's been getting led up to forever. And when you think about it that way, I think that's really, really cool.
I wish visually it was...
Yeah, like, it's hard to justify when it kind of sucks, but I get what they were going for and I respect it. Also, this is some of my favorite stage music in the franchise. Like, I absolutely love the Zerospace theme. It's so cool to me. Particularly the short version of it, but yeah.
I just can't get over those floors at all. Which aren't on screen right now.
I know what you're talking about. Also, so this actually just occurred to me, is basically the entry to Sigma Stage 1 from X1.
Yeah.
Yep. And then it's going to culminate with a Sigma Stage boss from 1. Spoilers, I guess, in like just a little bit. And I think that's really neat. But, while we're going through this, because there's not a whole lot to talk about in the actual stages now that I'm, like, acing shit. Zerospace is the final stage. Okay, so... I'm trying to think, like, which ones of these will actually be worth reading or not. Now, that's all just story. Shit, maybe there's less information than this is an interesting one, I guess, trivia-wise, and granted I should probably bring it up, like, when we're at the last one, but I want to do it now so I don't forget. Each one of the stages is named after, like, an event sort of thing. So stage 1 is called Origin, and granted these are all in Japanese. Stage 2 is called Grief, then 3 is Awakening, which will make sense when we get to spoilers, X versus Zero, and then stage 4 is Birth. And all of those tie in with the, I guess, Easter eggs or theming, or whatever you want to call it. Like, there's not a whole lot to analyze, because at the end of the day, they're just Mega Man levels. But Origin is one of Wily's Guardians.
Yeah.
It's like, where did it come from? Then Grief is all Sigma themed, and that's fitting because like Zero is the cause of Sigma turning into evil Sigma. So
it's also the level where Zero died, except you don't fight the boss of that level, you fight a different boss.
Yeah, but that's probably just because it's a more iconic, interesting boss. But in any case, it's just like, it's kind of cool. Like, I almost wish that was actually said somewhere in the games, but like, it's also kind of neat that it's subtle. But in any case, like, I don't really like these levels as levels, but I really like them conceptually. And I used to not really like the whole X versus Zero mechanic, but the more I replay the games and like the more I analyze the story, I really kind of respect it. Because for one thing, it's again a series first where a protagonist is fightable as a main protagonist, like Mega Man is a boss in this. Granted, that's only if you're playing as Zero, but it's still a thing, and I think that's cool.
Hey, Ring the Bang the.
It's Lambda Bamda in this one.
Actually, it's not.
It's the other way around, right?
No, they're both Ring the Bangda. This one's just Ring the Bangda EX or something like that. Lambda Bamda is a mistranslation from like some like manual or something.
It still works. Like, honestly, hold on. Oh yeah, I guess it is listed as Lambda Bamda in this one. I like Lambda Bamda because it's Sigma and Lambda. Well, also, fuck those fucking spike walls when you're not using the Gaia armor. Because they will kill you the second, well, not the second on screen, like the second after they're on screen. Like, you see a little pixel of blue and you're like, fuck, and then you die. And I hate it. But I like that fight. I like that it's a little bit more designed than Rangdabanga was in the original. Okay, so I was gonna say I used the Gaia armor for the rest of the game. I do not. I do this to show an unlock for something, and then progressively just decide to be kind of a badass and go through this stage as just unarmored X. And granted, I really can't talk about being badass because I'm sure that there are plenty of playthroughs of people doing no damage runs using just regular X and none of the power-ups. I don't care! I didn't think I was going to be able to do this, and I did it, and it's cool to me. So, this is the last, or so, not the last one, but it's the last expressly, obviously, Zero stage. So this one is Awakening. And there's a lot of cool stuff that happens in the boss fight. The stage itself is, granted, admittedly, probably on purpose, short and simple, but I'll let it slide because it means I can go through. Pro tip, just use that there, because fuck all those spinny trap things. Some of them move back and forth, some of them don't. All of them get in your way, and it's not worth it to not just do that. And then another sort of pro tip here is, once that reaches the bottom, you can do a full height dash jump over that, and you're guaranteed to be safe. So, this fascinates me. So this is a capsule for the ultimate armor. And there's a lot of stuff that goes on here that's interesting on its own. One, and we won't bother doing an X time on this because it's fundamentally the same armor set as it is in 4, except some minor tweaks. This is one of the only secret things in any of the games that goes from, like, you can also get this as a password, which replaces the 4th armor, I think, so you can just never use it outright. In this instance, it doesn't do that, so that's, I guess, kind of counterbalance to it. You don't have to worry about collection at all for this capsule. It only states as a requirement that you have to get to it as unarmored X. That's all. And that's probably because you could theoretically do this stage without fighting a single Maverick boss. Right. So that's just an assumption.
Not even theoretically. You can just do it without fighting a single Maverick boss.
Well, if you get that chain of events.
If both events fail, you still go straight. Oh,
yeah, that's true. So, yeah, you can force it to do that if you want, which is probably why that's the thing. It doesn't give you the armor right away, which it's worded like it's going to. And then, if you go there as Zero, it's still a light capsule, it gives you Black Zero, and he talks directly to Zero, basically saying, like, I couldn't make armor for you, but I'm going to unlock your true potential now. And it's like, oh, fuck! Like, that's kind of a big deal. So, that one's interesting to me, because it's like the only capsule that exists that's like that, which is just neat. And it works for this game, because it's like, culmination of everything. Zero was talking to Dr. White, holy shit. Speaking of important...
Zero, why aren't you idling?
That's a good question. Jesus, I wonder why that's so rampant in this one, because you know he has an idol.
He has to have an idol.
It's literally a thing that you see in the game, but whatever. Maybe they can only have one player idol.
It's just cardboard cutout Zero.
Exactly. But yeah, so this is a little flimsy. As much as I hate to say it, it actually makes more sense if you come in here as Zero. And that kind of bugs me, but it's whatever. Like, it makes sense either way, but out of the two, I guess technically three. Well, no, the third one makes the most sense because it's a holy shit sort of thing. But in this one, whatever, you know what I'm talking about, hopefully. But basically it's Zero, you're not going Maverick, even though you've been exposed to shitloads of the virus. What the hell is going on? We need to, like, go make sure you're okay. No, I'm fine, trust me. No, seriously, this is concerning. We should go deal with this. No, seriously, I'm fucking fine. Leave me alone. Alright, I'm gonna fight you and bring you back. It's like, alright, I mean, it's kind of an excuse to make it happen, but it's acceptable. So, one of the things that we had talked about, and this only recently occurred to me, one of the things that we had recently talked about this fight is when you start the game as X, Zero loses his Z-Buster. And if you start the game as Zero, X can't use the fourth armor. It's just like a way to balance it out, so it's like you can't just go between all the best things all the time. It's also really easy to do that with that part, which I did not expect at all. So then you do this fight when you were going through originally as X, and Zero uses the Z-Buster, and you're like, well, wait a minute, that's continuity error, what the fuck? And then it occurred to me, it's like, well, this whole thing is literally he's absorbing all of the power, it would just repair him. That's acceptable enough for me. Like,
honestly,
let's
it
not
made
overthink
it more powerful, too.
Yeah. It gives him his classic triple attack back, which I like that they brought that up. And then he uses like a version of Earth Geyser, or Geyser / Raku Hoha, like his Giga attack and stuff. And it's really interesting. He also gets an attack that only gets used if the fight goes on for like more than 2 minutes or something like that.
Longer than that. But...
and it's not, it sucks because it's a really cool sort of Easter egg, but it's just like, you're either going to win quickly like I did, or you're going to die.
Right.
Like, it just doesn't seem like a thing that, like, you have to try to get it to come up. Like, it's not going to happen naturally. It just doesn't make sense in either case. And he does an attack called, like, Genmu-Ray Zero, which is like, I can pull it up, but we'll talk about it in a different video. It's called that. And it's literally, like, his sword just turns into, like, a giant laser fang, and it's just a single undodgeable screen-clearing wave, and it's an instant kill attack. So, well, God Karamashino no Inari might be the only boss that can instantly kill X by crushing him. There is another boss fight that can instantly kill X! Whoa!